Holyoke man convicted of shooting his son back in 2022 now knows his sentence. The Hampden District Attorney's Office says 49-year-old Wilfredo de Jesus was recently convicted on gun charges as well as a charge for assault to kill. De Jesus shot his adult son after an argument inside their Holyoke home on January 8, 2022. De Jesus fled but was found more than a year later in Florida. He was sentenced earlier this month to a total of 12 to 15 years behind bars.